Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at a deck that's gone and won over in Cape Town. And it's kind of a weird one. It's Zoroark Silvally, and I've been waiting for Silvally to get good for quite a while, and there are a couple things in this deck in particular that I think show why Silvally can be so gosh darn good moving forward in the format we're in. So starting off then, look, we've got Zoroark GX. We know we've got Zoroark GX. So many good decks nowadays have Zoroark GX. We just saw Stefan Ivanov won the North American International Championships for the second year in a row with a Zoroark deck, albeit a different one to the one with which he won the previous year. You've got Zoroark, it's got trade, discard a card from your hand and draw 2, or Riotous Beating that does 20 damage for each Pokemon you've got in play for just a double colourless energy. It's Zoroark, it's great. But what's different here is Silvally. And Silvally, I think at least, is really primed for awesomeness. Now the ability gives all basic Pokemon of yours free retreat, which on the one hand is really good, on the other hand, you're not relying on basic Pokemon here. You've got some basic Pokemon, it's a handy bonus, but nothing more than that. And then free energy, 50 damage for each Pokemon your opponent has got on their bench is fine. Free energy, 120, attach a basic energy to one of your bench Pokemon. That's pretty gosh darn good. Because there are several reasons why Silvally should now at least be really, really good. One of them is triple acceleration energy. Now usually we go through the Pokemon, then the trainers, then the energy. We got to mix it up a little bit and talk about triple acceleration energy here. It is one of the things that makes Silvally so gosh darn good. It can only be attached to an evolved Pokemon, but Silvally is, so that's fine. And it provides free of any energy, lasts for one turn, and then falls off. It's wonderful. Because before, you were relying on double colourless energy. And you always had to make sure you had an energy on there, or else double colourless wouldn't do it. And if your opponent could try and engineer a situation where you didn't have an energy on your type Null or Silvally, you couldn't get Silvally going in a single turn, and you would lose. Not the case here. Triple acceleration energy is amazing. And to carry on going slightly out of order, we've got to talk about the memory cards. Because Silvally is a colourless Pokemon, but it's not really a colourless Pokemon. What you do is you can attach these memory cards, which will change the typing of Silvally. And what you do is you use water memory and fighting memory. And these shouldn't be particularly hard to guess, because fighting memory means you get a one-hit KO on Pikachu and Zekrom, and water memory means you, well, with a choice band, it means you get a one-hit KO on Reshiram and Charizard. It's really, really nice. They're the only two you're playing, and there's plenty of others you could play, but these are the two most relevant at the moment. Fighting Memory also gets a really easy one-hit KO on Dedenne as well as opposing Zoroark, and Water Memory will also go and get your Blacephalon and other fire decks, because Welder's made fire decks pretty gosh darn good right now. It means you're hitting weakness against the best two typings to be hitting at the moment. It's really fun. Those two memories plus triple acceleration energy, that's what makes Silvally so good. Accelerating a bit of energy is fine, but really it's those two cards that are the revelation. But I'm going to go slightly out of order just one more time and show you Martial Arts Dojo. Yeah, this is a weird one, because what you're actually doing here, we're playing just free basic fighting energy. And the reason is Martial Arts Dojo. Zoroark attacks for a double colourless energy. Silvally attacks for either a triple acceleration energy or a double colourless plus any basic. I suppose two double colourless would work, but a bit awkward. But I tell you what, you don't need which one. It doesn't matter which one. It doesn't matter what basic energy you go for. So go for fighting. And then Martial Arts Dojo means you do an extra 10 damage, 40 if you're behind on prizes. Now, if you're behind on prizes, you can get a one-hit KO on a Reshiram and Charizard without having to worry about getting that choice band. But the other thing is, you're behind on prizes, Martial Arts Dojo puts you up to 160, and then all of a sudden you can get choice band on there, and you can be hitting 190 damage, which is going to get things like Rayquaza or Ultra Necrozma that you wouldn't otherwise be hitting for weakness. Now, they are your Pokemon. They are the main ones you're going for here. We don't really have any other attackers, but we do have some other Pokemon that are helping us out. There's a 1/1 line of a Alolan Persian. You get a GX KO, you search for any cards you want. Really good for triple acceleration energy, your memory cards, etc. One Ditto Prism Star, because you're playing two different Stage 1 lines. This can evolve into either of them. One Tapu Lele, one Dedenne, just to give you that early or mid-game consistency. One Mew, which is, well, it protects your bench. Really good if you come up against a Pikachu and Zekrom that can KO something like a Dedenne or a Tapu Lele on the bench. And one Marshadow, but maybe not the one you were thinking about. It's the one from Unbroken Bonds. The ability lets you discard a stadium in play. Really good for getting rid of Prism Star stadiums. And then the attack, if you're against an Ultra Beast, you do 70 damage. Easy one-hit KO on non-GX Buzzwole, or with a choice band, KO on a GX Buzzwole. That's basically what it's in there for, but you're already hitting weakness on Pikachu and Zekrom, on Zoroark, on Reshiram and Charizard. You might as well add on Buzzwole to that as well. Now, in terms of the energy line, we've got free triple acceleration, free double colourless, free fighting. I think we've explained well enough why triple acceleration energy, double colourless energy, and basic fighting are the way to go. In terms of the trainer line here, we've got 4 Lily and 1 Cynthia, going more for pure draw than shuffle draw. There's no reason you have to go here, but personal choice, innit? Cynthia you don't want if you're relying on rare candy, because you don't want to be shuffling in the rare candy. You want to just be keeping it and drawing the stage 2. Not such a big issue in this deck. One copy of Ace Roller to heal up your Pokemon if they're about to get KO'd. One copy of Judge to disrupt your opponent, put them down to a new hand of 4. 2 copies of Guzma to drag Pokemon off the bench as well as acting like a switch. Now remember, you don't need much switching here, but your Silvally and Zoroark don't have free retreat. All the others do because they're basics and you're playing Silvally GX. We've also got 1 copy of Professor Kukui. We need to be boosting up attack power on Silvally here. It's pretty important. Not to mention, of course, that your GX attack does 250 if your opponent's got a full bench. That's not enough to KO most tag team GXs, but with a Kukui, it most certainly will. 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, lots of Ball Search because you need to get going here. Also free Pokemon Communication. You're playing 19 Pokemon, so a lot of the time you will have a Pokemon in hand that you can swap for a Pokemon in your deck. You need to get your Zoroark, and you need to get your Silvally, and all your support Pokemon. We need all of this Pokemon search. Is pretty gosh darned important. 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher to recover any Pokemon that might get knocked out. 1 copy of Pal Pad to recover any supporters you might need. 1 copy of Field Blower to get rid of tools and stadiums, though remember, Prism Star stadiums you will need to use your Marshadow. And then 1 copy of Choice Band, 2 copies of Martial Arts Dojo for the extra damage. And then of course we've got Water Memory and Fighting Memory, which we've already spoken about at length. There are other memory cards you could pop in here. It really depends on your metagame. I'm going to be doing a video about post-rotation Silvally in the not too distant future. But the short version of it is, with triple acceleration energy and the right memory cards, it becomes amazing. Martial Arts Dojo with basic fighting is a wonderful, wonderful innovation, which I think a bunch of people are going to be copying. If you need another stadium card, it's not going to work. If you need another type of basic energy, it's not going to work. But if in a deck like this you don't really care, it's really kind of fun. And obviously Zoroark's just Zoroark. It's amazing. Pair it with anything, it will always be good. Good news is, it's had its last big tournament. We got some little tournaments going on, but there's no huge tournaments between now and rotation. Gutted, Zoroark. Gutted. Though it did win the North American International Championships on its way out, so maybe not all too sad for it. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. I really like this deck. I think Silvally has a great place in the metagame at the moment, and I think post-rotation it is going to stay just as good. But I'd like to know what you think, so please do let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WhatsyPlays, where we talk about all kinds of games that don't even have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross and you've been watching PTCG Radio.